See if that actually starts this time. It worked. Amazing. YouTube is actually doing a thing. Welcome back, everybody. It is, what is it, August 25th. It is the viewer suggestion today. I got a notepad. I got a notepad and a pencil. We're gonna draw some D&D stuff. That's it. That's all there is to it. Yeah. I think, let me double check if this is right, because I don't want to. Let me see if the giveaway, the August giveaway, has stopped for Describe yet. You have 2 days left. 2 days left, everybody. If you'd like to jump into the Describe August giveaway, they're giving away 1 year of Oh man, I can't read that person's name. they're giving away a whole bunch of maps from some amazing creators, as well as Mr. Rex merch packs and pass to Gen Con for 2021 or 2022. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely go check out Describe. That was the ad for the day. Let's get on to the awesomeness. There's a link down below. They're making some pretty sweet professional boxed text for D&D and tabletop RPGs. So there's that. Let's get that going. Let's get some art up. Corvus, how are you today? I hope you're doing well. Everybody's breaking their microphones recently. It's not good. It's not good. We are on the YouTube today. We're gonna do some free drawing. That's not true. We're gonna do some viewer suggested art, and then later I will jump over to Twitch, probably around noon or something. I'll drop over to Twitch, and I will be working on a commission. So start up the day with some rugby warm-ups until people show up. Where is my? Uh-oh. Where did that go? That's no damn good. It was on the other chair. There it is. Hold on. I'm joined today by the bluest of druids.
He was quiet because he's trying to wolf down his breakfast.
If we make your YouTube channel, it should just be called the bluest of druids. Alright, where are we at here? I lost my chat. Hold on.
That could work really well, and then I could always, like, the style of music I play in the background is just blues.
That would be pretty funny. You are on
Smooth
YouTube
jazz.
today, by the way, if that's all right. We are in the audio booth, so
Yeah, sure.
if you would like to come hang out on the Discord, you're welcome to, but only a handful of people will be able to talk today. And I think I want to do that for YouTube more. So I guess I should do a little introduction. Bluest Druid is one of our longtime Discord members. He's a member of the Artist Arcana, which if you haven't checked out the Artist Arcana videos, you definitely should. They're pretty great.
They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm biased.
That's fair. You know, I'm also biased about my own videos. Let's see.
Yeah.
I think your kind of art specialty is pottery and painting, I want to say.
Well,
Is that fair?
Yeah, I went to school specifically for ceramics and sculpture. And I've done a bunch of 2D stuff, but I haven't done a lot of IRL painting.
Gotcha. Okay.
But in terms of digital art, my style is much more painterly. That's certainly true.
Fair enough. Yeah, you do a lot more rendering than kind of illustration, I would say. Oh, I've done creepy rugby today. It's not like this sneaks up on me. Like I have an idea in my head like halfway through the sketch, and then it's just like, oh, this one's gonna be really weird, and then I just keep going. It just keeps happening.
Yeah, you do usually start with a pretty weird one right off the bat usually.
We'll get some Tim Burton in here. There's a cat going bananas behind me. What are you doing? I'm attacking the carpet. He's upset that he only gets one bowl of food now since we started hiding the other cat's food. So, that's fun. I gotta fix this. I gotta fix this terrifying rugby. Should not be able to see his eyeballs through his head. That's part of it. Ghost brain.
Right now, he just looks very tired.
Yep. I don't think we need to do like a full-on interview for the free draw or the. God. I'm just gonna call it the weekly live stream. It's one of the weekly live streams today. We're just gonna take your suggestions and do whatever the hell we want. But one of these days we should do like a full-on interview where we just like shoot the shit for a while. That would be fun.
Yeah. I mean, we've both shared anecdotes about ourselves and our past experience in the art world, but I don't think either of us really knows tons about the other.
That's very true. I'm still worried about doing like an AMA because I don't know. Back the fuck up.
Yeah.
I never quite know the balance for that, so I've tried to stay very how do I say it? When I was in college, I very much hung out with my professors. I didn't, not like outside of, I don't hang out with people outside of class. Like that was kind of my big thing. Like while I was at school, I felt more attuned to the professors. And then when I was, out and about, I did have a few friends that I hung out with all the time. But in school, it very much was I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn from the professors, and then I have a handful of people I talk to that are like my peers. But most of you are just classmates, and I'm not interested in connecting with a lot of you, which is a bummer because people are there for that. 5 minutes in, getting really early. Nice, King. Welcome, welcome. Running over after. Might I ask for a Hexblade Warlock Quaggoth? Another Quaggoth. Yeah, we can do that. I think we're doing one of those a week now.
Yep.
I think they're all for running over Raptor, but that's fine. Hexblade. An antlered masked elven hunter. That one's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
There might be some of those in the Patreon not safe for work tab.
Might be. I have a distinct memory of at least one.
There's a couple. Yeah, might be a couple of those. I like drawing elves and I like drawing boobs. It happens a lot. The horns and the masks are just, it's just theming.
Icing on the cake?
Yep. Also things I like drawing, so. Let's finish up this rugby and we'll start drawing these things. Alright, that's pretty good rugby. I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty good rugby. Alright, what's the first one we're doing here? Nice! A big FU axe? What? Oh, what should the pack weapon be? Okay, I'm reading chat backwards, which is not smart. 1 second. Okay. There. Cat has been satiated. I threw him outside. He wanted to go outside, but he was being a butt about it. Let's see what's going on.
So not satiated, more like pacified.
He's been, placated, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good word.
What are we starting with here? The Hexblade War. Okay, here we go. I want to get really kind of weird with the with jaws today. That sounds strange, but like I'm gonna try to draw some interesting jaw shapes. Quaggoths have like very strange, tiny ears. Ooh, what is that noise? Do you hear that? Is that me?
I don't hear that. Oh, it's probably me. Sorry. Plumbing in my house is weird.
Okay. Started hearing fuzz.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. Thought my headphones broke.
I think it has diminished in volume now. If it comes back and I don't hear it because I'm so used to it, let me know and I'll go to push to talk.
You heard it too. Yeah, it seems fine now. Alright, so Quaggoth here. Tiny eared bugbears. Which you think, because they're underground, their ears would get bigger. But maybe their eyesight is really super good. I still have not yet decided like what makes a good hexblade, you know? Wizard, like you just add a wizard hat, you're done. That's it. Sorcerers just have lots of cool tattoos. I guess the warlock, it's all about the weapon or
Yeah, or the Eldritch Blast. That's usually how I do it. Not that I draw a lot of warlocks. It's just
oh man, I need to look at my warlock stuff. Most people that play warlock do the blade of the pact blade. When I draw the characters, I do a lot of that. So if you don't have the pact blade, what weapon proficiencies do you have? Any? Is it only simple?
I have no idea.
Because I think the Pact of the Blade gives you a random one, right? Like you can just basically pick
Yeah,
your pack weapon.
I think so. Like a warlock is designed to be sort of a spell sword
Yeah.
thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but most likely, I mean, it is and it isn't, because like some spell swords, like the Magus is designed to augment your attacks.
Yeah.
But I think the Warlock was really designed as kind of a very bursty caster. Maybe not, because you get Armor of Agathis, I guess.
Yeah, they're kind of just like a different flavored spellcaster, right?
Yeah.
They don't rely so much on having spell slots.
It's all the cantrips, right? It's just supposed to be like, I guess they're just ranged normally. Without the sword, they're ranged. Hex blades at level 1, you acquire the training necessary to effectively arm yourself in battle. Okay. Only simple weapons and hand crossbows. Hex blades gives you the martial weapon proficiency as well as armor. Okay, cool. So you get martial weapons from that, which that's super powerful. Like starting at level 1.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know the other options. I should look that up, because that is really like the one everyone goes to.
Yeah.
Because I know there's one for the old god that gives you access to a few different spells.
Yeah.
But maybe
I've never built a warlock because it's just not a class I'm interested in.
Yeah, it really feels like if you don't do it, it might just be that the Hexblade is kind of overtuned. But I feel like if you go the other routes, you're not going to be as dynamic as like a sorcerer or a wizard in ranged combat. But I mean, you don't stop, right? Like you only have 2 spell slots. You're just always going, and then just you have those big bursty buttons. So that is interesting. I'm gonna look at that today maybe, and I'll see if there's a cool alternatives. Gorgoths just have to have like super long arms. The Pact of the Blade gives you 1 weapon of any type you want. You are proficient with that weapon. Pact of the Blade. Okay. Wait, so what is the Pact of the Blade versus the Hex Blades? Is that different? Are those two different things? Maybe that's why.
I don't know.
That could be why I'm confused. Maybe most of them. Maybe there's only one that you don't pick a weapon. I'm gonna look it up. D&D Beyond, don't fail me now.
And this is the problem with me being a guest on here, is like people ask questions, you ask questions about 5e, and I don't play 5e, I play Pathfinder. You still know more about Pathfinder than me most of the time.
Agonizing blast. Here we go. Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe I have drawn. I think I have drawn a Pact of the Tome. I've done that one. That one's fun. Which gives you way more spells, which is cool. So your patron, I think, might be the first thing. That could be why. I could be looking at this at 2 different things. You must choose one of 4. Hexblade is a subclass. Pact of the Blade is a pact. Got it. Got it. Your choice grants these features at level 1 and 6th, 10th, and 14th. Okay. The Fiend. Okay, that's pretty cool. Dark Ones. Oh no, that's not what I want. Why does it only have 1? That's not cool. Thanks, D&D Beyond. Pact of the Blade is one. Okay, so the Pact is basically like the fighters. I've been combining the Pact and the Pact and the Patron kind of into one thing. I assumed they were kind of at the same time, but that makes way more sense. Oh my gosh. I've been getting spam calls all morning. It's driving me crazy.
You need me to move?
Nope. I'm just about right. Let me give him a big old axe. I'm actually gonna make it smaller.
Yeah, I'm almost finished with Rugby the Grey here.
Rugby the Grey. I just got to the Gandalf coming back in Lord of the Rings.
You reading it?
Yeah. Well, I'm listening to it on audiobook, but yes, I'm rereading. And Gandalf comes back real sassy, like real sassy.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
I totally died, but they sent me back. A bunch of dicks. Bag of dicks.
Now I got be here to wipe all your all's asses again.
Exactly. Can I
Not
get
looking
Human
forward to
Fighter?
that.
I'd like more details about appearances when you get to him. I'd give more details. You got one sentence. King, give me one sentence. What's your Human Fighter? Human Fighter. Unless you're like picking that right now, in which case, yeah, we'll be there in a second. Archfade, Fathomless. Okay. I see a lot of Fathomless patrons with Pact of the Blade. That makes sense. That makes way more sense. Okay, cool. I learned something about Warlocks today. That's good. I still need to make my my ninja. I might rebuild that character. The Soul Knife. But Bard is so much fun. Ugh, I can't decide. Okay, so we're gonna give him, because he is a dude, right? Like he's not just a monster. He's a character with a big two-handed axe that he's wielding with one hand because he's ginormous. We're gonna give him what, like a hat? Yeah, maybe he's got a little hat. He's got a little derby. This is the best hat for bugbears, so it's probably the best hat for Quaggoths too. And then give him, I don't know, what do you think? Would be just like a strap? Like a shoulder strap?
I don't know. I always err on the side of less clothes. You know that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is a good naked time.
And if you're covered with fur, why would you need clothes?
That's true. Maybe we'll give him some tattoo things. He's got some paint all over his fur. I'm gonna try really hard to do some cool dynamic poses today. That's my other thing. Poses and jaws. We're gonna up our game a little bit. Which probably means there will be less clothes because I can't focus on two things at once.
Okay, so King's Advisor. It's a human fighter hockey guy.
Canadian hockey player whose weapon of choice is a hockey stick and wears armor over modern clothes. Interesting. So it's basically Casey Jones is what we're looking at. Casey Jones, we can do that. You know that means I'm just gonna draw a hockey mask because that's an awesome turn of that's the time to do it.
Yeah.
All right, antler masked elven hunter. Like I said, I do jaw stuff, so let's get some interesting jaw in here.
Ooh, Kenku Mobster Warlord. I like that one.
Kenku Mobster Warlord. All right. Taito, welcome. Welcome, Jack. By the way, welcome, King. I don't know if I said hello to you yet.
Oh.
What kind of antlers are these? Just antler mask. Okay. Deer antler. All right. We'll do something like this.
Yeah, I knew it. Crooked.
You say crooked?
I'm crooked. I'm crooked.
Flip the canvas.
Not you. I don't care what you're drawing. It's me.
Flip that canvas. I don't know why I did it that weird. Let's do it straight. I don't know. I want masks to not have eye holes. Why? That's a weird thing, right? That's not normal. She's also got like way too much chin. Oh boy, what have you done to me? We're just gonna clear that. Try again. Should always draw the face shape first and then put the mask on. Otherwise, things get really weird. Draw the PG version of the Owl Maiden. It's a recurring character in my sketches. Sometimes she has an owl mask. That's why she's called that. So D&D suggestion is a private thing now? No. It's just, with the audio booth, I'm currently, should be streaming this. Hopefully everybody can hear Druid talking on YouTube. And so because of that...
I mean, when I bother to talk.
Yeah, when Druid bothers to talk. But because of that, I wanted to make sure that people could not be projected into YouTube. So basically when we're on YouTube doing that, we're just going to be in the chat. You're welcome to listen on the Discord if you like. Yeah, and you're still very welcome to suggest a character. But I do want to kind of keep this back to having a few artists and just kind of talk between them. Instead of having the whole Discord screaming in my ear. Because a few people have been very confused about who I've been talking to. Also, nice. Yeah. Welcome. Suggestion. I could have a shifter druid who is part boar pig, but actually is a nice person. Why would being a boar pig make you not a nice person? But everyone assumes he's aggressive due to his appearance. Fair enough. Yeah, we can do that. We can do a boar folk druid. Or boar folk shifter, I guess. Bri, welcome. Hello. Okay, so I need to make her look like a hunter, so we're going to give her some paint. And then we got to give her her antlers back. Which I said this the other day, and I was trying to discover, like, I needed to pick a specific type of antler to draw.
Yeah. I remember that conversation.
I think this is the shape I'm gonna go with. Very simple, 3 prongs. And it's something I'm gonna have to kind of get maybe 4 prongs. Nope, 4 prongs look stupid. Okay, well, that answered that. We're gonna play with it. I'm gonna try to do really simple because I always go really like over the top because I want to do something, you know, just bananas. But I feel like it just keeps going, you know. Like you can always add way more than you need. So we'll try to figure that out. Maybe that's what. Maybe I need to curve it up more and then have this come out farther. But that's something we'll keep experimenting with. I would like to get like iconic antler horns that I can put on someone and people be like, "Oh, that's that. I know that." Dr. Random, hello. Bri, thank you. Suggestion day, nice. Yes, we are doing suggestion day. I should do some push-ups for that, though. I'm going to do some push-ups for the tip. So thank you for supporting the channel. If you have a suggestion, please drop it down below so we can get to it. Let me do some push-ups. Okay. Woo. Okay, Inferno, welcome, by the way. You are on the internet.
Are we on the internet?
You are on the internet. You are being streamed to the world.
Everybody knows you copy Brian W. Foster.
If Brian W. Foster wants to like message me and say like, "Hey, that's my thing. Don't tell people you're on the internet." I will absolutely just be like, "Yes, you got it." I will.
Of course.
But you are on the internet.
We copy you because I love you.
Too much fluff. I've drawn too much fluff. I've given her some kind of like way too many leather. She's got sci-fi armor, and that's not what I wanted. Oof, I hate these horns too. What have you done to me? Course always gives me challenging things because it's like, you know what's up. You know what I've been studying and thinking about. I'm curious to see what you would sketch based on my username, so I can finally have a Discord icon. Dr. Random literally could be anything, so like that's not helpful.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to. I think per the following rules, the rules of the suggestion day, you got to give me a one-sentence D&D character that just defines Dr. Random, and then we could do that. Yeah, just draw Dr. Horrible.
You know, I'd probably just give you a worst flump I could draw and just be like, you know what? You're not going to give me anything useful. That's what you get.
Say, hey, what the hell is it? Wild sorcerer flump. Looks like the flying spaghetti monster. Didn't think that one through. I have a completely impossible suggestion. A D&D character, any race, any class that doesn't have a tragic backstory. Haha. Okay, this is Thomas. He is an elk boy. He lives happily with his family in the forest, and he is a druid, and he helps his family grow potatoes. I've done it.
And he likes bread.
He also likes bread.
Yeah. You want to hear a character I've actually played that does not have a tragic backstory?
Sure. What is his non-tragic backstory?
His name was Kix. He was a lizard folk. He grew up on a farm, and his mother loved him very much and taught him morals, or more like very specific like farm morality. And he lives by that a lot. But he really liked to fight and didn't like to dig crops, and so he decided to become an adventurer. Started out as kind of like a tavern brawler where he would do like staged fights for cash, and then got picked up by a party.
Nice.
And he just had a lot of fun.
That sounds good.
And
I like that. I like that. I like the I've chosen to be an adventurer for like fame and glory. That used to be an old trope, but like it's kind of thrown to the wayside. Jack,
Yeah.
you suggested my Simic hybrid monk who is traveling with parties. He has seen all the shrines. I don't know what that means. Like I know what Simic hybrid is. I can never do a Simic hybrid monk. Is it important that he's seen all the shrines? Is that something I need to draw? I don't know. I don't know how that works. Fortune and glory. There we go. Yeah. Simic hybrid monk. Bri, did you actually want me to draw a happy, not not tragic character? Was that your suggestion? We did just give Dr. Random some shade for wanting us to draw a random character. So I wasn't sure if you were also throwing in on the shade or you actually wanted me to draw that. I think I'm going to stop here with the hunter. Just do a quick little bust. And say that, once again, there's more in the Patreon Not Safe for Work tab if you're interested. We'll avoid that on YouTube today.
Yeah, they're really nice, like legit sketchbook paper sketches.
I'm trying to post more of those. I even set up a secondary Patreon for it, but I think I might do something else with them. I'm not sure. I might just start posting those on Twitter and just have that be my Twitter page. But who knows? I don't know what to do with those. There's that. Human fighter with a hockey mask. No suggestion, just wondering. Bryce. Oh, okay. Just suggesting. Bryce, gotcha. Rook, can you do a race guide on Simic hybrids? Eventually. I will eventually. The problem with Simic hybrids is actually it's not a problem with it. It's not a problem. It's how do I say this? I'll eventually get there. It's not a problem. I'm just being lazy because I have to pick how I want to draw them, what I want to talk about specifically, because really they're just like, hey, look, you're a blue dude with random animal parts, which is kind of like the where video I just did. So I don't know if I should do that right after it, or if I should have just attached it to the where folk video. But it's an old joke that every D&D character is attached back to. I was rehashing the joke. Okay, that's fine. If you do want something drawn, let me know. Human fighter with hockey mask. Hell yeah. Yeah. The whole like tragic trope thing is I've avoided it a lot because I don't really do a lot of my own backstories. I mean, like I just don't think about them until they're necessary. So like Rook just has this plan for wanting to find all of these weapons, but he didn't really have a backstory. He was kind of picked up right there. Like I know what he's about, but I don't really care to think about like, you know, what are his parents doing now? Like does he think about his family? It's like he's out on an adventure and he's got a goal in mind and he's trying to achieve it. And our DM tried to like add stuff to that. And I'm like, I don't know if that would really affect him. And that's kind of bad. Whereas Shiva, on the other hand, wanted to be famous, wanted to travel the world, and so she set out to be an adventurer and runs into Antic and becomes a juggling bard. So like she very much just like, I'm gonna go. Some of my other characters generally have pretty mundane backstories. Community question: what to play healer DPS but don't want to play druid or cleric? Any suggestions? Yeah, I mean you could find ways to be a sorcerer healer. I mean paladin, you can be a pretty good healer paladin. In Pathfinder, they had oracles, which were basically cleric sorcerers. I don't see why you couldn't do that. You basically run a sorcerer, but you pull from the cleric spell list. So I mean, it works almost 1-to-1. There are a few spells that you're not supposed to get access to because they're just a little too powerful. But since D&D kind of mishmashed the way wizards and sorcerers work anyhow, I don't see why you couldn't do that. You also usually get a divine channel at half or three-fourths. So a cleric will always be a slightly more powerful with their channel divinity than a oracle would be, but I think it's fine. An ooze that hops around in a barrel and his lid has candles on it to make it look like a top hat. One of my newest characters. That's pretty funny. We can draw an ooze in a barrel.
You could also be a divine soul sorcerer.
Is that what the divine soul sorcerer is? Okay, that makes sense.
Sorcerer with healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My old warforged was a divine soul sorcerer. Yeah, okay. Died to a beholder. I'm getting close to Halloween season. How about my first request for a pumpkin monster we can draw? Well, that's D&D related because I know what you're talking about. Pumpkin. Pumpkin monster.
Yeah.
My
first campaign ever was.
Oh, go ahead.
My very first campaign ever was with the end boss was a pumpkin monster.
That's awesome. I'm assuming that the divine soul sorcerer just has a limited spell list from the cleric spell list, which makes sense.
Yeah, they definitely have a limited list.
I don't remember what hockey masks look like. I assume it's something like this.
Just remember Jason Voorhees.
We've talked about this. I don't have good
visual memory.
Everything in my head is visuals, but like very vague and very I want to say it looks like this.
It's in the
that's pretty close.
voice chat channel.
Okay. And it is round.
Yeah, but the bunch of little holes around the nose and mouth for breathing, that's spot on.
All right, cool.
I think they're usually aligned more in like a vertical arrangement, but as opposed to kind of the wide across that you've got going, but I don't think it matters. And I'm sure there are different styles.
That's fair. And then we'll give him like a chest plate because he's a fighter. He's got the big old hockey glove on. The hockey mitt. Make him look like Mega Man.
So this really is just going to be Casey Jones, but in paladin armor instead of a wife beater.
That's it. And sorry, back to the healing thing. Your other options are bard and paladin, and both I have seen be really good, effective healers. I think part of it is if you're building a character that is just solely healing, you're going to get a lot more utility out of a cleric and a druid.
Yeah.
Whereas the other classes are very much more support oriented. Like you could either cast a spell or you could give somebody inspiration, and that inspiration protects them from one one attack. Like they're equal. They're equal in power. They just feel different. So
In terms of spell lists, though, like, I don't think I don't think the support-based classes get things like regeneration, heal, like the big heal spells.
yeah,
They'll get
and those are
like
those
little
are,
heal spells, but
yeah, that's true. I think clerics get, or not clerics, sorry, paladins get access to. They have more utility when it comes to smaller debuffs, like their lay on hands being able to cure poisons and stuff like that. Lesser restoration, whereas a cleric will get that full, like, greater restoration, which can be really, really powerful. But yeah. So if you don't want to be a healer per se, like there's a lot of different options. I also, once again, I run a lot of campaigns where people don't. There's no dedicated healer. Like that is absolutely a thing you can do. I also run campaigns without tanks. Yeah, it's all doable. It's just a matter of talking to your DM and making sure your DM knows what's up.
Yeah, there's tons of different domains that are not healing specific.
Yeah. We started playing with Lars and Danny and Kevin the Necromancer, and everyone was pushing. Our new character he's never played D&D before, and so they were all pushing him like, oh, be a cleric, and then here's all your super healing spells. But he constantly is just like, how do I shoot fireballs? And it's like, I don't know if you should really be a cleric. I think we need to mix this up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, level 1 for a war domain cleric, you get essentially double attack.
Yeah, and then mixing that with it's funny though, because he very much wants to fill that role. He's like, oh, I need that. How do I get those big heal spells? Like, I should be healing people. It's like, you don't have to. Like, you don't have to fall into that role if you don't want to. But I think he's expecting, or he feels like he's expected to. It's like, you can do whatever you want. So I'm kind of on the fence about what to do about that, because I could push him away from it, or I need to talk to him. I think it's the thing. I need to talk to him about what he wants to do with the character. I'm gonna give him one shredder, just because it absolutely is Casey Jones. I guess he had a cricket bat though most of the time. Cricket bat and a hockey stick.
yeah, I suppose he wasn't specifically like hockey focused.
Well, he had a hockey bat.
Yes, he was. Yeah, but I mean, like, he was sports focused.
Yeah. What's the DC character, like All American something? He just has hockey equipment and kills people with dodgeballs. Ran across this a few days ago. It's one of the most pure sorcerers that I've ever seen. What is this? It's just arcane. Yep, there's an arcane mage. That's pretty cool. I like that. That being said, the best sorceresses are ice sorcerers. Just putting it out there. Hashtag more ice magic.
Honestly, I think there needs to be more of every kind of elemental magic.
That actually might be a fair.
I really like what Liam O'Brien did with his character, and like reskinned spells to make them specifically fit with Caleb.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's important, and I'm glad that, like, you should be able to do that. Especially a lot of spells. Like, I really miss the Pathfinder kind of choose your element, like what kind of elemental mage you are. And then you lose access to some, but gain more powerful versions of things. But they had a huge spell list because it was just like, it got a little bonkers.
Yeah.
Kenku Warlord. Kenku Mobster, huh?
Yeah, that's what I... that's very much what
that.
it turned into.
You got that right there. Boarfolk Shifter.
I hope whoever it was who requested the Kenku doesn't mind that I went hard into the mobster, mob boss role.
I think that was the point, wasn't it?
Well, a warlord and a mob boss are not necessarily the same thing aesthetically.
Okay, that's fair.
So...
Wait, is that what pig ears look like? Quick, somebody draw... Hold on, I need to draw Peppa Pig. Okay, no, we're good.
They're kind of like dog ears, but slightly off.
I only know how to draw one kind of boarfolk, and it's the Inosuke pig.
Oops, what am I missing in the chat? Oh, lots.
Oh yeah.
Missing lots.
There's things happening.
Oh, there. Yep. All of the piggy ears for you.
%100% fine.
Maybe Goblin Gladiator.
I'm gonna throw out a little a heads up. If you post more than 3 pictures, I am not gonna see the first one you posted. I only have room for 2 or 3 pictures on my list, and then I have to. So I've lost all the pig reference now, and I only have Inferno's pork butt.
It's a pretty good one.
I'll click on it. Let's find out. Oh yeah, the guy right. That's pretty funny. Pretty funny. More hunched, I think. I think we have to do more hunched. There we go. That happened yesterday with the owls, too. She's like, here's 70 owls. It's like, well, I can look at this one.
Yep.
Whichever one you post last, that's the one I'm using for reference. That one's pretty cute. Oops, I closed the Twitch chat. I'm sorry. Granted, that was after I could post them. Yeah, because I don't know what happened. That was really weird. One of my campaigns, we had a reborn cleric. It was funny when the cleric's catchphrase is, "Oh, he died. Oh, he dead." Oh, he did. Yeah, absolutely. We had Captain Jump Rope had a death domain cleric, and instead of healing people, she was just like, "I'll wait until they die. It's more effective if I wait until they're dead." It's like, okay, great. I think Rook came back to life like 5 or 6 times.
That would be mentally scarring.
It was a weird campaign.
I mean, it kind of depends on how you play it.
True.
I had a player whose character got dropped 150 feet by a rock.
Ooh.
And yeah, died on impact. When they brought him back to life, we played it that he didn't remember the impact because it was so fast. So he's like, I know I died, but I don't remember any of it.
Like, that's good. Now Rook battled someone to the death, like Captain Kirk style, because it was the only way to like transfer. He accidentally became the leader of a thieves hideout, and I'm like, I have to give these people to somebody because I don't want to be that. So I challenged somebody to a fight to the death and basically just let them kill me, with the assumption that Jump Rope would be able to revive my character. So it was a gamble, but it played out. It worked. A little more bristly. A little more bristle. A little more bristle, a little more gristle. Get that pig fat.
Lard. Lard is good.
Give him some overalls. Actually, instead of that, since he's got the overalls, we'll just give him some pants. Just straight up give him some pants. Battle axe. No, I think it's fine. I think that's good. I like that. I like that pick. All right, Simic Monk. Oh wait, that wasn't an actual suggestion. Could the character wield double axes? Was that the pig folk? Do you want a double axes for? Had an albino Luxodon rogue in a game named White Shadow. We could probably go back and give him axes. They're gonna be tiny axes though. Just got these like little hatchets.
Plant monsters are so much fun to draw.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, there we go. His thing was he could talk about the elephant in the room, and no one knows he was there. Oh, because he was a rogue. Gotcha. Ooze in a barrel. Should I draw a sexy ooze girl in a barrel? That'd be pretty funny.
Just chilling in it like it's a hot tub.
Yep.
Whatever you want. No kink shame here.
Because otherwise it's just gonna look like this, and I don't know what else to do.
I'm kind of thinking of that episode from Deep Space Nine with Odo in the elevator. Yeah. The discussion about how it's fascinating to him to be in different types of potteries, the different shapes and everything.
Odo was a weird
Very
character.
weird.
Yeah.
I totally relate to that. I can understand that fascination. There was a time in my college days when I was pretty sure I could write a dissertation on like the connection between pottery and food culture and how the shapes that people's dishes made shaped the way that they cooked, the way that they ate, the way that the culture developed around food.
You could still write it.
Yep.
I could. Don't have a degree because I got sick and had to drop out. So I don't know that anybody would read it.
Well,
But,
I mean, you could read it and then your credits don't disappear just because you stopped going to college.
I know.
Also true.
I know. And maybe someday when I have time and money again, I'll go back and finish my degree. But right now, I don't have the time, the energy, or the money, so
Fair enough.
it's not happening. Besides, I'd rather sit here and draw with you guys.
When I was writing my thesis for my master's, I wrote like 128 pages, and when I went to like present it to my advisors, they were like, "You wrote 3," and I was like, "What?" And they're like, "You wrote 3 different dissertations. Pick one of them." And I'm like, and they're like, "Pick one," and I was like, "Shit." So I had to pare it down. I pared it down to like 60 pages, but so yeah, I had a lot going on. Point being, you can always write stuff, and then just whether or not you want to submit it places.
Yeah, it's true.
Make a YouTube channel about it.
Sure, one more YouTube channel idea. That's exactly what I need. I only have 5 right now.
Never have enough.
I have surprise round. That's pretty funny. I mean, yeah, if you're a barbarian and you just go right through a wall, that I'm pretty sure that gives you the surprise round. If you can do it in one go. I think that's the trick, though. If you're sitting there, like, wailing on a door. I've had that a few times. It's like, I attack the door 16 times. Okay, I break the door down. It's like, well, they shoot you with an arrow. It's like, what the shit? I don't get to do anything first? It's like, no.
No.
They've been sitting there waiting for you to break down the door for 5 minutes.
Yeah, of course you don't get an action. They have prepared actions saved and have for the last 10 rounds.
That's my slime barrel, I guess. I'm gonna have a little pseudopod just like meep, just like pulling the barrel along. No boy. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Let's have it with drag marks. It's like a snail. Changeling Bard. What does the Changeling Bard look like? Times we got about 30 minutes left. We can do a little more. What does the Changeling Bard look like? I'm gonna go ahead and draw that Simic Hybrid Monk because that sounds super cool. Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna do a Simic Hybrid video. Because really, you could look at the Simic Hybrid as either A, that they are all the Vidalkins, right? They're either A, I do a Vidalkin video and I talk about the Simic Hybrids, or B, I talk about Simic Hybrids as just mutants, which at that point, you could be any creature, any race, and then just slap a Simic Hybrid template on it. I have claws!
Arcadia 7 came out.
I don't know what that is.
It's. Do you remember those Zines back in the 80s and 90s for D&D?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Little pamphlets. Yep. That's basically what it is.
Gotcha.
But this one has one of the stories of the Pickling Guild.
Pickling Guild. Yeah, Jack, I'm not sure when it'll happen. It might happen. I just don't know how I'm going to do it yet. It's on the list. It's on the list. I'd like to do some more monster videos. I haven't done enough monster videos, I don't feel like.
Yeah. And since they're so much easier for you to do and you pump them out so much faster, I still firmly think that you need to find a way to do most of them as monster vids.
Well, I think the reason it's so much faster is because you don't have to draw armor. Like armor and, and clothing and weapons are the things that like take lots of time.
Yeah, all of the little extras.
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons why I prefer to draw everything without clothes.
Give this guy crab mouth, because that's creepy. Nope, eye stalks.
This pumpkin monster is starting to remind me of the... It's bringing back memories of the best jack-o'-lantern I ever made. Found a white pumpkin, and I turned it on its side, and I carved it out to be a skull.
Nice. Sounds fun.
Anatomically correct human skull. It was done really well, actually. Yeah. Anyway, I figure you would approve.
There is I don't know the name of this anime. It might have been Gargantua? I don't remember. No, it might have been something else. It doesn't matter. There's a weird anime I watched where basically robots were fighting these weird space creatures, and it turns out the space creatures are people. But, like, in the video where they're talking about it, they're like, we decided to survive by turning ourselves into dolphins. It's like, who? I don't know if I would agree to that.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember. Isn't, like, the main protagonist like a space
basically
robot pilot.
Yeah, he was a big mech pilot, and so the idea was that at some point humanity's like, okay, the Earth is all fucked up. What should we do? And someone's like, what if we build spaceships and go into space? And other people are like, no, let's turn ourselves into dolphins. And then they're like, how about we kill each other because we
Can't decide on one of these things. It's like, you obviously did both. Just do both.
Yeah.
Like, why is there any contention here?
I remember being a good series. I just also remember that being very strange as the premise. If you can do both, just do both. Yeah, it turned into space dolphins. It was very strange. The best way to save humanity is to turn us into bugs, and then we'll live on forever. Yeah, but we'll be bugs. It's like, nope, human evolution. It's like, this is absolutely not how evolution works.
Nope.
We'll give him a little antenna.
Better idea. What if he's just got a crab for a head? Just give him a big old crab head. Created some kind of strange JRPG mob. Crabloid.
Oh my gosh, that rabbit is huge and hilarious.
Yeah, that's a very big bunny.
Okay, there's the Simic monk.
Hold on, he's gotta have the unnecessary large prayer beads.
What do you mean unnecessarily large?
Well, this
Necessary.
is either the shortest stands couplet of prayers, or it's just. So I base a lot of my knowledge of religion off of like Catholicism, and so like a rosary exists, right? I don't know if people know how rosaries work. Probably shouldn't do that upside down. Basically, there's like a main prayer, and then there's couplets of prayers. These are all the same prayer, and then you do the primary one again, and then that goes in orders. So you have couplets of like 10, and then a break, and then 10, and then a break. And so the longer the prayer beat get, like the more prayers you're supposed to have known or remember.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why like old monks will have like super long prayer beads, because that's the length of which they do a prayer cycle, basically. So like with this, it's like 8.
So it always feels weird to me when it's like, okay, so I'll say, I don't know, 3 prayers, that's good. And then because they're supposed to represent something. So a good set of prayer beads should be very long if it's a big couplet. But so it's always funny when you make the beats bigger, there's less prayers. So it feels like it's cheating to me.
I had assumed that the like the Eastern monk prayer beads were generally large because they were kind of like votive offerings.
Oh, interesting.
If you're at all familiar with those.
Like you just wearing it is the prayer.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. So I had assumed that it was something like the bead itself had the entirety of the prayer inscribed on it, and the crafting of the bead represented an act of piety that basically meant that once it was finished and you wore it, that prayer was inscribed in your heart always, and so you didn't need to recite it anymore.
That's interesting. That is something when I do a lot of the drawings. I'll have like 3 or 4 beads, and then I'll put like runes on them. That is also one of the other things when I draw characters. That's what I'm thinking about. I think of them more like rune stones, where it's like the act of having it on your person gives it power, or it gives you power, like a talisman or a relic. So there's a couple different ways of thought, but like necklaces in general always make me think of rosaries, even though you're not supposed to wear a rosary as a necklace. So that's the whole thing. Anyways, moving on. I think that's it. I think I can draw the pumpkin monster. Changeling bard. Gotta do a changeling bard. Which
there's a goblin gladiator too.
Oh, is there a goblin gladiator?
I can see if I can.
Goblin gladiator from Nevi. Okay, yeah, let's draw a goblin gladiator.
I can see if I can bring this out and draw one of those, or one of the.
I have a sneaky thing I'm gonna do, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
I was gonna draw the goblin and then have the changeling look like the goblin.
2 for 1.
2 for 1. And then we're gonna jump over to Twitch, and we'll work on some commissions over there.
Cool.
Now that everybody's here, feel free to go check out Describe using the link down below, because that will help me out a bunch. As well as they're having a giveaway. 2 more days left, everybody, if you want to go check out that giveaway on Describe. I give away some cool stuff. Free Mr. Rex
merch.
Yeah. I didn't know he had merch. I guess it makes sense. I feel like I should reach out to Mr. Rex and just like... He's used my artwork 1 or 2 times in some of his videos, which is cool. I don't know how to collab with other YouTubers.
Just gotta ask.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest problem about asking is, like, I feel like I need to come to the table with a... I don't have time for more projects.
That feeling never goes away.
Yeah. I've had a few people ask me to do collabs with them, but then don't bring anything to the table. And it's just like, I don't know what... You just want free art? I'm confused. So I'm very hesitant to like reach out to anybody else without a definitive plan of like, hey, I have this cool idea. You wanna do that with me?
Yeah, I think generally you want to have a plan that has enough flexibility built into it that the other party can also influence it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like the people who you are getting contacted by are coming with the high school mentality of, well, just one of us will do all the work and then we'll both reap all the reward.
I don't want to say that like directly, because I've had like, I did an interview a while ago. It was really good. If you guys haven't checked that out, there should be a link somewhere for it. That was really fun. I like that. And then we've done the Artist Arcana stuff, which is kind of collaborative between us, but
yeah.
But at the same time, like, I had somebody message me about, I wasn't sure what they actually wanted, and they might be super successful now. So if you know who they are, let me know. But they basically like came to me with this idea of like, check it out. You can make a turtle at level 2 have infinite armor, and I'm like, okay. What's the plan? like I don't know what I want to do with this. Like, yeah, they basically told me they were making a YouTube channel about cheesing the game, and I'm like, well, I'm not really into cheesing the game, but I'm down to do whatever. How can I help you? How can I be collaborative with you? And then they just never got back to me, and I was just like, I'm very confused about that. So
yeah. Did you happen to watch Zbashu's latest video?
I have not. What is it?
It's about a spell. It's not published by Wizards.
Oh, the one for Acquisitions Incorporated.
Yeah, yeah. So the spell is called the Gift of Gab, and uh, basically it lets you walk back 6 seconds of a conversation and replace in your target's mind what you said with something else. So it's like it's all about information manipulation.
Like mini
Um,
mind alteration.
yeah, I really think it's a very cool idea. The problem with it is it does not have a save.
Yeah,
Um,
that seems really strange to me. Also, like,
Interesting. I might have to watch the video because my initial response to that is I would let people do that freely as a correction, or it's like, hey, will you do this thing for me? Yes. Rewind time instead of this thing. I want to replace it with kill yourself. It's just like the person that just agreed to do that would then instantly go like, wait, hold on, what? Like that sentence, wait, hold on, what, would just make that spell like not real. Like that's
Yeah,
my
and
first thought.
yeah, Z kind of goes into that as well. Like there's problems with the spell. There's some continuity issues, but like he just kind of talks about it as like it's interesting and it's a cool thing to think about, how you can uh, play with information control in a
yeah,
game and how that can add like new aspects to your game. It's a really good video. I do recommend people watch it if they haven't or if they're at all interested.
yeah, I'm not gonna check it
Um, yeah, the comment section was of two minds, basically people figuring out how to abuse the shit out of it, and people saying like, this is potentially not great. It at the very least needs a save.
Yeah, because I mean, from the things I don't understand with it is
You could do the exact same thing with the deception roll, right?
Yeah.
Like we're gonna send, especially since it's 6 seconds, like just slyly putting information into somebody's head with a deception roll versus burning a spell slot to do it. Seems weird to me. But if it's something to the effect of like I said, ultra memory, but it has like a very small chunk, like, oh, they just turned right. It's like, no, they turned left. That kind of persuasion already exists in the game. You could definitely do that kind of stuff. But once again, with the deception roll, it's like I saw those guys turn right. It's like no. No. I'm pretty sure they went that way. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
like, so that's interesting. I'll definitely check that out. Because I'm betting the spell was derived for a very specific situation.
Yeah, and it does feel very niche to me.
But it could be fun. It could be fun to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I just still maintain that it needs a save.
Yeah, anything that
for
has
rule continuity, if for nothing else.
Yep, anything that has to deal with mind manipulation should definitely have some sort of save for it. I mean, anything you're doing, because otherwise that would have to be like a really super high level spell to not have a save.
Yeah, and it's just a second level spell, I think.
Yeah, that's weird.
And it's only within 5 feet. It only affects the creatures within 5 feet.
Yeah, see, that to me just sounds like I want to forgo a deception spell or a deception roll and just cast a spell instead, which I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'm highly on the fence.
Reminded of Taco from the Adventure Zone. I will burn a spell slot on you. I give no fucks. Anyway, I think I'm about done with this
I think I'm
pumpkin
done,
monster.
Sounds like the chat has died down. I think everybody's kind of
Chilling out, hanging out. I think it's about time. I think it's a pretty good day. We drew some cool stuff, talked about some
Yeah.
things, hung out a little bit. I'm gonna go take like a quick 5-minute break, and then we're gonna jump over to Twitch. Feel free to follow us over there. There should be a link down below. I've decided that I need to not eat chicken nuggets today for lunch, so I might have some soup in the fridge. And if that's the case, I'll be back even sooner, because soup does not take long to reheat. Gerblins. Okay, so here's my plan. This is the goblin, right? I'm gonna copy this layer. This does not work the same way as Photoshop, so I'm gonna copy the duplicate layer, and then I'm gonna so that's the goblin. We got the goblin right here. Burp, maybe. Burp. And then over here. Changeling. Done. Except it's a bard, so we're gonna change this so that it's holding a guitar.
Here, have some more space.
Oh, so this is the reason why the spell actually came to being. So in the game, one of the characters playing in Acquisitions Incorporated, he was talking to a very influential person and made a snide comment, and he's like, "Oh wait, I wasn't supposed to say that out loud." And the GM said, "Well, I mean, he heard that unless you want to burn a spell slot."
Okay. See, so yeah, that was like kind of the only way that I would think that it would be useful, is if you're basically just like, I need a 6-second do-over, which
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to, but I'm also really flexible as a DM. Like, unless something has been rolled, I would let people go like, wait, hold on. I didn't want to say it that way. It's like, okay, how would your character have said it?
Yeah. So ultimately, it seems like it would be, "Oh, I said that, but that's not what I meant."
Right.
Type of a thing.
I also think that there's like the gift of alacrity. I think I would allow that to be burned for that. Is that the right one? Gift of alacrity, the one that lets you redo a roll that you fuck up on.
Right.
Because at that point, once again, basically, I always preface things with, like, do a deception roll, or did you mean to say that? No. Well, you could burn that spell and like rewind time a little bit. That would make sense.
Right.
But actually, physically, like burning a spell slot to just like, I didn't say that. That seems like modify memory, in which case they would need a will save.
Yeah, I think essentially part of the reason for this is because the character kept on doing that before, and it was one of those. The GM just kind of got fed up with it. He's like, "All right, well."
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, think about what you're gonna do before it comes out of your mouth, or there's consequences.
Yep.
Exactly. I think that's the reason why the spell was created.
And I will do things like, did you say that out loud? Because people do like to just like throw offhanded quips and stuff, and like,
Yeah.
I do that all the time. Like, oh, I stab him. It's like, what?
Art.
I'm just kidding.
Are you sure you just did that in front of everybody? Oh yeah, I pulled the legs out of the bag. Okay.
It's like, okay, well, that has happened, and now we have to deal with it. Like, right? Like, there has to be a limit there. I punched the king in the face. Excuse me? I punch him right in the face. Roll your attack? It's like, no, I'm not actually punching him. I'm thinking about it, though. I might punch him in the face. If he wants to roll an insight check and see if I'm thinking about punching him in the face, I think that's at the level my character's at. I might be thinking about punching him in the face. All right, so I think that's probably a good place to call it. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. I might be back on Friday. Friday is kind of weird. We might have another Lars episode. I don't know. We'll find out. I might be doing a D&D game on Friday as well. So definitely check out the Discord to keep following us, and make sure you're checking us out on Twitch when we're doing the live streams over there in the morning. I'm usually just working on stuff over there. There should be new videos out. If you haven't checked out the Shark Folk video, go check that out. It's pretty awesome. I'm pretty happy with that one. Other than that, stay happy, stay healthy. Keep your dice on the table, everybody. And we will catch you next week. Bye.